Happy Easter. I want to direct your attention today to John chapter 20. I'll be preaching from John's story of the resurrection in our services at 8:30 and 10. I hope you'll either come in person or watch online if you're able. And I want to just share with you, have you ever heard the phrase, well, seeing is believing? You ever heard that? Well, one of the things we learned reading John's account of the resurrection is that seeing doesn't guarantee believing. If you look in John chapter 20, you'll see that people see a lot of things. Mary saw that the stone had been rolled away. When the disciples come, Peter looks in and he saw the linen wrappings there, but he didn't see the body. Both John and Peter see those wrappings. They don't see the body. John saw and believed. But the other two, Mary and Peter, did not. And what's interesting is that in John's account, it's not so much seeing that leads to believing, it's hearing. It's Mary hearing the message of the angels. It's Mary hearing the risen Christ call her name. Do you remember, as you've journeyed with me back in John chapter 10, that in verses 3 and 4, it talks about how the shepherd knows his own and he calls them by name. And the good shepherd knows his sheep. And here you have the good shepherd Jesus, who is the resurrection and the life, now resurrected from a tomb, just like Lazarus, who he had raised, calling Mary by name. And it's the hearing that leads Mary to believe. It's actually the hearing that enables her to see that Jesus isn't the gardener, which is what she initially thought, and we don't know why. She wasn't able to instantly recognize him, but she didn't. But now she's able to see and understand that it's Jesus who is speaking to her. And Mary moves in these 18 verses in John chapter 20 from the night of grief. She comes to anoint a dead body, and she leaves with the dawn of hope. And Mary is the one who preaches the very first Easter sermon. She is the one who returns to the disciples and says, I have seen the Lord. And she told them that he had said these things to her about going ahead of the disciples, and that he was ascending to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God. So as we celebrate Easter this year, we celebrate that death has been defeated, Christ has been raised, that we have hope even in the face of death. And we go with Mary, we go called to tell others that Christ is risen. He is risen indeed.